Before I tell you about the top 1% choosing intelligence every single day, I want to show you an analogy. Two people start working at the same company. They join in the same year and earn almost the same salary. The one ordinary Tuesday, both of them receive a similar email from a client. The client respectfully says the project they recently finished in 3 weeks still needs improvement. The feedback is respectful, but it hurts both of them. The first person says, "I can't deal with that client," complains to a coworker, and continues with the day. The second person reacts differently. He takes a moment to compare what they thought the client wanted with what the client actually wanted. Then he informs his coworker of their mistake. But his coworker shows his unwillingness to work on this project further and says, "I am very busy on my new project, so please complete the project on my behalf." But the hard truth is, both of them are busy with their new projects. 2 years later, the second person is now leading his department. The first person is still working in the same position. They have the same experience. They even use the same coffee machine every morning. So what changed? It wasn't talent. It wasn't luck. It was several choices that are used by the top 1% of intelligent people, repeated over and over every single day. And that's exactly what this video is about. And that leads us to the next part of the video. Shift the way you see the problem. Here's the hard truth. Intelligence isn't fixed at birth. Yes, your genes set the starting point, but the way you live decides how far you go. It's not only about your IQ. It's not about how many books you own. It's about the small decisions you make every day. What you focus on, what distractions you avoid, what challenges you chose to face, and whether you learn from your mistakes. Imagine waking up every morning with an invisible battery. It fuels your focus, your energy, and every choice you make throughout the day. Use it wisely, and you'll get more done than you thought possible. If you waste it, you'll feel drained long before the day ends. The people at the top aren't successful because they were born with stronger brains. They are successful because they manage those invisible resources better than most people. In this video, I'll show you the 3 systems they use. Let's start with the first one, because it's the one almost nobody talks about correctly. System 1. How you spend your attention. Today everyone says avoid distractions. Sounds good, but it doesn't really help. It's like telling someone to be healthier. True, but it doesn't tell you what to actually do. Here's what really works. The most successful people treat their attention like it's limited. They know they only have a limited amount of focus each day, and once it's used up, they can't get it back until tomorrow. So before they give their attention to anything, they think about whether it's worth it. Imagine your attention as a bank account. Every task, conversation, email, or social media scrolling either adds value or takes something away. The goal is to see it clearly before you get involved in it, not after you have already made the choice. Here's a simple question you can start asking from today. Before you open an email, reply to a message, join a conversation, or check a notification, ask yourself, is this giving me value or is it draining my attention? Now here's the part most people miss. This isn't only about social media. Sure, endless scrolling wastes attention, but the bigger drains are the ones you don't notice. For example, get involved in unnecessary conversations. Someone says something wrong in a meeting. Your first reaction is to prove them wrong. But before you continue, ask yourself, is this argument really worth the time and attention I am giving it? Most of the time, the answer is no. Walking away isn't giving up. It's protecting your energy. Another hidden drain is unresolved problems. Maybe there's someone waiting for your reply, or a decision you have been postponing. Even when you're busy with other things, it keeps popping into your head. The constant background noise quietly distracts your mind. High achievers understand this, so they fix little issues as soon as they can. It's a small habit, but over time it completely changes how you spend your attention. Now, this system conserves your attention and energy, but moving in the wrong direction efficiently is still the wrong direction, which is exactly why the next system is. System 2. The power of feedback. Most advice about getting smarter has a hidden problem. It makes you feel like intelligence is just about consuming more. More books, more videos, more podcasts. Your brain even rewards you with that "I'm improving" feeling. But if you never use what you learn in real life, you haven't truly grown. Knowledge only becomes useful when you apply it. Otherwise, it just piles up. Like those good books you bought but will never read. Think of two tendencies we all have. First, let's talk about the collector tendency. Always chasing the next idea, new methods, new frameworks, new experts. For a while, it feels like progress. At some point, your progress slows down because you're learning more, but not putting it into action. On the other side, the learner tendency. Pick one idea, understand it well enough, then test it quickly in the real world. Successful people don't wait until they are 100% sure. They act, see what happens, adjust and repeat. That feedback loop is how you actually get better. Besides, start this week. Keep a prediction journal. State your prediction. If I do X, then Y will happen by date. Set a reminder to review it later. A week, a month, whatever makes sense. When the time comes, compare your prediction with what actually happened. But why does this help? Because it helps you put your thoughts on paper before the answer becomes clear. People often ignore their instincts until they look back and see they were right. A prediction journal gives you a clear record of what you believed in the moment. Over time, you start to see patterns, where you tend to be overly optimistic, where your instincts are surprisingly accurate, and which beliefs keep leading you in the wrong direction. That process, seeing where you are wrong, learning from it, and adjusting, is one of the fastest ways to become genuinely intelligent. The smartest people aren't the ones born with perfect instincts. They're the ones who spend years finding out exactly where they're wrong, learning from those mistakes, and getting a little better every time. But successful people depend not only on their mistakes and their correction, but they are also aware of what I'm going to tell you in the next system. System 3. Spot the things holding you back. Here's something that might surprise you. The top 1% don't have more willpower than you. Willpower isn't the secret to long-term success. Yes, it has an impact on your success, but it runs out. Successful people build their lives in a way that they don't have to depend on willpower all the time. They don't wait for problems to grow. They notice them early and solve them while they are still easy to handle. You can also do it with yourself. So just ask yourself these 3 questions every weekend. What did I keep avoiding this week? Even though I knew I needed to do it, don't worry about why it happened. Just notice it or write it down in your notebook. Maybe you missed going to the gym this week. Maybe you spent too much according to your monthly budget. Or you avoided a difficult conversation. But it was very important. Next, ask yourself, what's the smallest thing that stopped me from doing those things? It may be something practical. Maybe your gym shoes are worn out or torn. You forget to track your budget for this month. Or your missing conversation isn't scheduled by any mistake. Now ask yourself, how can I remove those obstacles today? So purchase a new pair of gym shoes. Start tracking your monthly budget regularly again. Schedule the missing conversation now. That's it. 3 simple questions. A 10-minute fix once a week. But besides these, one thing is very important. High achievers learn and improve faster than others. So you should also do the same. So let's put everything together. Focus your attention only on what matters. When you make a mistake, don't worry or prolong it by overthinking. Learn from it every time because our mistakes and failures make us intelligent and wise. Build your working process so the right choice is the easiest one. And don't forget to learn and improve fast. Now remember those 2 people we talked about at the beginning. They had the same IQ, the same amount of time, the same starting point, but 2 years later, one had moved much further ahead because he set for himself a different system than his coworker. So build your system today according to the said 3 systems. Don't forget to watch another helpful video on the screen. The truth about intelligence nobody tells you.